nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the Pilgrim's pride, from every mountain side, let freedom ring. Heads down for a moment of silence.
Black History Month. Rosa Parks, Frederick Douglass, and Sojourner Truth are a few famous names in history. Learn about them and others we honor this month.
Okay.
Did anyone forget to put the tally mark up?
Okay, Messenger. All right, what were your estimates this morning? 9. Any other estimate? All right, let's see if you had a good estimate. Did anybody get something other than 9 when they tried to figure out the hot lunch count? How did you get 9? What were your 2 final add-ins? Deja?
6 plus
She ended up with a 6 plus 3. If you know that 6 plus 3 is 9, what else do you know for addition?
3 plus.
Okay, if she knows that, she knows this. Right? What subtraction facts do you know? If you know 6 plus 3 is 9 and 3 plus 6 is 9, what subtraction fact do you know?
3 plus 9 equals 9?
9. What did I say? Did I say it backwards?
Yeah, 3
Oh.
plus 9 equals 9.
Thank you for catching me, Justin. All right. 6 plus 3 is 9, or 3 plus... Look
3
at
plus
that.
6 is 9.
Well, yes.
We want to start on it.
There we go. All right, Tyler.
10 plus 6 is...
She says this lets us know that 10 plus 6 is 9. You sure about that?
No.
What subtraction facts do you know?
9 plus 6 is 3.
Think about it again.
No.
9 plus that. Let's put it down and see if that makes sense.
Oh,
Is that what you want to say?
no.
What do you want to say?
9 take away 6 is...
All right. She wants to have that a subtraction too. What other subtraction fact do you know if you know this? Jessica.
9 plus 6 is
All right. So we know that's one fact family, just because we know that 6 plus 3 is 9.
Can anybody multiply?
Wait a second, we'll ask that. Now, in order to get that, 6 plus 3 is 9. Deja, how did you get 6?
Oh, with 3
All right. Deja started off by saying 3 plus 3 was 6. Did anybody multiply today? Oh, we have the same 2 multipliers every day. We can have somebody else take that risk maybe another day? Did you multiply, Andrew?
Yeah.
All right, what did you do?
3 times 2.
All right. Why could you say 3 times 2 today?
Two groups of 3.
All right. You could have either said 3 plus 3 was 6, like Deja said she did, or
3 times 2.
there were 2 groups with 3 in each, right? So we could have had gotten our 6 that way. And then I think everybody got 2 and 1 is 3 the same way. Am I right? Okay. All right. Did we tally up the cost today yet? $14.50 is what Stephanie got. Who else tallied up? Dan? What did you get? $14.50. Anybody get anything other than $14.50? He got $13.50. Well, I guess we're going to have to check that out.
Forgot the salad bar.
Who? Maybe not. 3 hot lunches. What's the total cost of 3 hot lunch? $4.35. All right, we'll put that down. And again.
No, the salad bar. 580.
Oh, you're adding salad bar today. Okay. Table 3.
145.
All right, now we'll see if Gary's total is correct or some other people that got it the other. All right, for those who can, let's go. 5, 0 is, and 0 is, and 5 more is. Okay, you ready, Steph? 4, 12. 12 and 9, it's hard. 21, and 4 is 25. Okay, now we're our dollars. 6, 11,
12, 13, 14, 13.
well, I think
14.
if you get mixed up going down, you know what a good thing it might be to do? Try going up to multiply, to add, because it doesn't matter if you go up or down. So why don't we start at the bottom, and then maybe people won't get mixed up. 1 and 2,
3,
and 5,
8,
and 4,
12,
and 2 more, 14, right?
What did you say?
$14.50 we spent today on lunch. All right? Put your chalkboard away because you don't need it now, and using at least 2 different coins. 50 cents. How could you pay 50 cents? You have 2 different coins, or are you going to get another one? You got it with 2 different coins?
I got more too.
All right.
I took the easy way.
Well, we're going to have to try it up
I took
there.
the easy way.
Okay, I think everybody's just about ready. Somebody from table 1 here. All right, Johnny, how did you choose to do 50
4
cents?
dimes
He said we could have 4 dimes.
and 2 nickels.
All right, nice and loud, Johnny. Count out for us.
10, 20, 30, 40, 45, and 50.
Good for you. All right? Who had it a different way? Lindsay.
10 pennies and 4 dimes.
Okay, Lindsay.
10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50.
All right, you could pay your 50 cents that way. All right, Justin.
5 dimes.
He said 5 dimes. What's the rule we have to follow every day when we're doing our money?
At least
At least 2 different coins. All right, we all know it's 5. We've gotten so good at that that's too easy. Trevor, try again. You're right, Justin, it is 5 dimes. But try changing one of those dimes, or 2 of them, to something else.
a quarter,
He's used a quarter.
1 nickel, 2 pennies, and 2 dimes.
And 2 dimes. Okay, now this is a little bit harder. Let's listen carefully to Trevor. Table 2. All right, Trevor, let's call it out.
25, 30,
Think again. 25,
35,
35. One more dime
40, 45,
for you. 45.
50,
Trevor, louder. 50. It's Trevor's choice. Good job, Trevor. Okay, now.
15 pennies,
Can't hear you.
15 pennies, 1 dime, and 5 nickels.
And 5 nickels. All right, nice and loud, Matt.
10,
Mm-hmm.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50.
All right. Which person up there would be able to give their money and be sure of the amount quickest? Which one would be the quickest one to do? Just from the ones we chose so far today. What do you think would be really quick to do? Sarah?
4 dimes and 2 nickels.
All right, she thinks if she handed this, it would be quick for the clerk to see that it was correct. What about this one? Would it be quick for someone to
You gotta make sure you have the right amount of pennies.
have to? 10 pennies is not easy to really determine right away. They maybe have to take a few minutes to count it. How about this one? Think people like you to give them 15 pennies? They don't mind, they're getting their money, but if they're in a hurry, they hope, like in our hot lunch line, people like to move along a little faster. So probably if you could give it this way or this way, it might be a little bit quicker. If you could use 1 coin, could you pay 50 cents with 1 coin?
Yes.
Raise your hand, please. Ryan, could you?
$50.
You could use a $50. Could you pay for something worth 50 cents with 2 coins? Rebecca? Okay, that's okay. Want to think again? 2 coins. Could you use 2 coins? They could be the same coin, Rebecca. We're not going by the early rule. 2 quarters would be another quick way. All right. Put your coins away, please. I'm sure there's lots more ways. We could go on here forever, but we're just going to pick 4 ways each day, Justin. And put your boards away, please. All right, table 1 is ready. Yeah, this is where they're going to sit here. Just wait 1 second while we move this camera wire a little bit. Over here?
I'm standing right in front of it.
Well, Gary.
Now he's pointing at me.
All right, just step over the wire. All right, how about right here in the middle? All right, table 2, please. Remember, we're not sitting next to a friend who's going to distract us. Sorry. Oh, it's hard like that. Well, maybe
I'm
we'll
just
get this out and has more play. Get seated before I get everybody else. I didn't call your table, Meredith and Jessica. I said table 1 and 2. Gary?
Tim?
Yeah, Tim was, no Tim, right there. Oh, he's table 3. Table 3. All right, that'd be fine. All right, table 4. All right, legs tucked under so you're not bothering anybody next to you. You ready?
Yep.
How many of you got to finish the biography of Hans Christian Andersen? Rebecca and Katrina. Rebecca, do you remember what country Hans Christian Andersen came from? It was one of the Scandinavian countries. Well, that was a city I think you're thinking of. Let's try looking up here. Kind of far up here. Maybe this other map would be better. But we'll try. All right. There was Norway. There was Sweden. There was Finland, and the other small country in Scandinavia we've talked about is Denmark.
The little trolls of Denmark.
Denmark. One of our other tales, The Ugly Duckling, by Hans Christian Andersen. A fairy tale from Denmark. This is not the time for the map. There we go. Thanks. Okay, just leave it on my desk. In Denmark, where Hans Christian Andersen lived, just like in Norway and other countries of Scandinavia, from time to time, and even now, some of them, they have kings.
They do?
They have kings. Sometimes that king doesn't rule like they did years ago. But I have a poem here for you called Jonathan Bing. Jonathan Bing wanted to visit the king.
I'm
All right. If you went to visit a king, Would you do anything special before you went? What might you do?
I might bring him something.
You might bring him something. Deja.
Just up.
Oh, she would dress up beautifully. What would you do?
When the king wasn't at his kingdom, I tell the people there to make a big feast for him when he comes.
Oh, so he'd prepare a feast when the king came back. Yes.
If he wasn't there, I would tell all his men to surprise him. Have a little surprise.
Have a surprise when he's there. So you think you would treat him in a special way?
Yeah.
Right.
On silver.
Let's see what Jonathan Bing wanted to do. Tim, you want to come sit over here by me? Here, right here. Okay, you want to keep your hands still for a while, please? Jonathan Bing by Beatrice Curtis Brown. Poor old Jonathan Bing went out in his carriage to visit the king. But everyone pointed and said, "Look at that. Jonathan Bing has forgotten his hat." He'd forgotten his hat. Poor old Jonathan Bing went home and put on a new hat for the king. But up by the palace, a soldier said, "Hi, you can't see the king. You've forgotten your tie." Good for you. He'd forgotten his tie. Poor old Jonathan Bing, he put on a beautiful tie for the king. But when he arrived, an archbishop said, "Oh, you can't come into court in pajamas, you know."
Come on.
Poor old Jonathan Bing went home and addressed a short note to the king. "If you please will excuse me, I won't come to tea, for home's the best place for all people like me." I think Jonathan Bing thought of himself. I think he thought of himself. Sarah.
I bet he felt foolish because he forgot his hat, he forgot the tie, and he figured it went with pajamas.
So you think he felt foolish when he couldn't do that? Excuse me, girls back there. Deja.
He was embarrassed.
He was embarrassed maybe because he had been foolish. Do you think Jonathan Bing liked being himself, or do you think he would rather have been someone like a king?
Keep himself.
Stephanie says himself. Why, Steph?
Because if he probably doesn't like all that stuff and all the attention.
He doesn't like all that stuff and
he said home
attention.
is best. He probably doesn't want to live in a big palace.
You think it's better to be at home in a simple house than in a big palace? That's. What do you think, Dan?
Well, being a king has some good things, but it also has some bad things.
All right, tell me.
May I have your attention, please? We are testing the intercom, so if you hear noises, ignore them.
What's bad? If another kingdom attacks them, he would have to get the whole kingdom ready, and that's sort of hard. And
So you think
then
a
there's
king?
good things,
All right,
too.
so there's a lot of
No, his maid.
responsibilities.
His maid
Excuse me, if you want to share, raise your hand. Do you want to add to that, Dan? Do you think there's something else about being a king that might be a problem?
Well, it's sometimes it can be nice being a king.
All right, when could
Because
it be?
it's sometimes people might think it feels nice, but then you have all those things to do.
What could be nice about being a king, though? If you're saying it's not always so good because the responsibility could be too great.
Like, you
Want to think about it for a minute?
you have money and gold, you're rich.
All right, you have money to spend, maybe extra. What do you think,
I
Meredith?
think that I think he wants to be himself because say if you had a lot of money and you couldn't keep it because you didn't have like a big enough place to, and like you had children and they were putting their toys all over, you just couldn't keep track of the whole place.
Oh, you mean if you lived in a
Yeah.
palace?
Yeah, because you could lose things.
House, it's better.
Oh, she says
You could lose
it's better to live in a smaller house because when you have kids, you have all these toys and it's
And then you
easier to
could
keep
lose-
track of them in a small house.
You could lose your kid's favorite toy.
All right, but she raised her hand. Remember? Lindsay's raising her hand. Go ahead.
But they have maids. Maids can pick up the toys and everything.
So you think it might be
They
better
have
to
like
be.
10 maids in their palace.
Ryan.
I want to add to.
All right, Ryan wants to add to Meredith's.
I think she said the right things, cause when the toys get all over the place, what if the maids just can't go as fast and the toys just get lost, broken up?
All right. Let's think about what kings or queens have to wear. All right. What do you put on when you get up in the morning? Most of the time. What do you put on, Stephanie?
Sweater and something.
How long does it take you to get dressed?
About 2 minutes.
About 2 minutes to get dressed. What about, is there anybody that takes 2 hours to get dressed?
No.
Do you think it might take a king or queen a couple of hours to get dressed?
Maybe a couple. Yeah, they want to be.
Sarah, go ahead.
They want to be perfect.
Why do they want to look perfect?
Because they're queens and they're kings and queens and they think they should be perfect just because they also have and they live in a big palace.
Just for themselves, do you think they should be perfect?
Just to be a show off.
Just to be a show-off, she says. What do you think, Tim? Did you have your hand raised? Just to be a show-off. What do you think, Brian?
Well, since the royal, have you seen somebody royal go out in the town in their pajamas?
I never did, but I don't know if there's anybody royal that lives around New Milford. But so,
I agree with her because
what do you think, Justin? You agree with her?
I do.
Why? Go ahead. Tell us what.
If they're trying to be show-offs, that they have gold and all that stuff.
How many of you like getting up and getting dressed the way you do for yourself? How many of you would rather get dressed up every day and be like a king or a queen? Oh, a couple of people. You would rather. Okay, Johnny, what do you think? What's so great about it?
Well, because you just walk around and everybody thinks you're handsome and stuff.
Oh, and you think that would be nice to have everybody like you, huh? If everybody thinks that you're handsome and everything, or you would hope they do, you would like that.
Yeah,
But most of these kids really wouldn't. Brian, want to add to
if
it?
you're handsome and stuff, and you have all this beautiful jewelry on, they'll think you're they'll think you're big snob because some rich